Hey everybody, welcome back to the GEMS podcast. Mike Brown here with Melissa Stuive. We're going to listen to her talk a little bit about herself and tell us about the class that she's teaching at FDIC. So, Melissa, I'll hand it off to you.
Perfect. So, like Mike said, my name is Melissa Stuive. I am a paramedic. I've been a paramedic for 25 plus years. Started out in education about 2001. Started teaching a EMT basic dual credit class. It's kind of where I got my career started. I've been at Delmar College. I attended Delmar College in Corpus Christi, Texas, and just found a love of education. My biggest hope to kind of plan forward is to get more education into not only the fire service but also in EMS and getting some things to change. So I've been, like I said, in EMS for quite a while. I sit on several boards. I sit on the NEMSI board, also the Texas Association EMS Educators. I also serve on the GTAC, which is part of the Texas State Board. And then, of course, I hold some other boardships with the college. So, one of the things that I want to talk about is with my presentation, and it's basically how we can change the way we've been doing things. And I'm sure the whole everybody has heard about why should we change? We've always done it this way. And so, my presentation is based on how we can get more paramedics in the field, but also saving money at the same time. So I, here in Texas, have been one of the first education programs that's kind of changed the way we've done things. And one of which is we teach for Corpus Christi Fire Department, their fire cadets. So they hire them and we train them. And one of the things that we found, and it was taking us a little bit a while to get the cadets through, and of course, some of the things that the chiefs wanted was how can we do this faster? And so, kind of looking into things, there was a gentleman that presented at our GTAC meeting and said, "Why are we doing EMT? Why aren't we going straight into paramedic?" And I started thinking about it and I said, he's absolutely right because we were teaching EMT Basic, which was a 4 months program, and then we would turn around and start teaching paramedic. Well, if you look at the curriculum, what's in the beginning of paramedic? It's EMT. So, what we've done is we went from an 18-month academy, which included fire, and we've changed it to where it's only 13 months. And our paramedic program is 11 and a half. So, what we did is we basically went from a civilian to paramedic. And we've taken the component of that 4 months of EMT out, but it was already in paramedic. So when you look at the curriculum, nothing's really changed. Everything has stayed the same. So the fire department has actually saved a ton of money because of the little bit of shortage of it, but also the way that they've hired. So Corpus usually hires their cadets and they go straight into training, which a lot of departments do not do that. They hire EMT and then they put them out in the field for 2 years and then they bring them back to do paramedic. So, one thing I forgot to mention is I'm also a site visitor for co-MSP. And so, what I've found across the country is that a lot of these students that are EMTs and have been in the field for a few years are just salty. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be a paramedic. They're happy being a firefighter EMT. And I get that. And some people just don't need to be paramedics. But what we've done is we take them from a zero and turn them into a hero. And like I said, we've saved the department lots of money by doing it the way we've been doing it. And basically, that is we hire them, we train them, and then they get put into the field. So we're never having to bring them back from the field. So a few things that I've kind of looked into doing some research on this whole project is there's actually a few states that have already been doing this. And one of those is Delaware. And what they've done is because they had a shortage of paramedics, they've just sent them straight through the paramedic program without doing the EMT. Granted, for National Registry, you have to be an EMT before you become a paramedic. Well, where did this concept come from? Well, if you look back on the research, it kind of came from the fire departments. The fire departments have always done it in steps. And so if you look back to also the Freedom House, they took a group of gentlemen, sent them straight through paramedic. They were able to be a paramedic in their areas, and it worked. It worked. And if you look at the other professions, there's not another profession out there that you have to be take for instance, nursing, a CNA before nursing. You don't have to become a physician assistant before you become a doctor. You don't have to become a radiology tech to be a radiologist. Those are just kind of some stepping stones to get in there. If you look at EMS, we have to do EMT before you become a paramedic. And so what we're trying to do is change that. And so for my presentation, I really want the fire chiefs to take a look at this program and see how much more money they could save by doing this, and then also being able to put more paramedics in the field. Because in Corpus, all of our firefighters are all paramedics. There's not one EMT, unless they are a very old EMT that they were allowed to drop their paramedic. But for the majority of Corpus Christi Fire Department, they're all paramedics. So the concept, it works. And like I said, it's a no-brainer, and it's going to save your city lots of money. So that's what my presentation is about. And I'm hoping to make some change in EMS. And like I said, as an educator for 25 plus years, I've seen EMS grow, but I've also seen EMS stay the way that we've always done things. And I'm hoping that we can make some change.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I was reading your proposal for your presentation, I was really excited. Not only by, obviously, I think chiefs and upper level officers are going to be interested in the program because of the monetary savings. There's always there's always a benefit to that. We're constantly looking for ways to better streamline education without sacrificing the end product. We still want a competent and capable provider. And the other thing that I was really interested in is how you really seem to be a change agent, bringing some fresh ideas to the table and some new ways of doing things. And that's what GEMS and FDIC is all about, is trying to find people that are out there doing things differently, that are getting the results they're looking for, and unpacking how that's happening, and perhaps how that can get reproduced in other areas so that people can show up and have something to take home. So yeah, I'm really excited for your presentation at FDIC in April, and we'll get to know you a little bit better there. And for anybody looking for their adult continuing education hours, of course, this is one way of getting those taken care of. So please show up to see us in Indy in April.
Good deal. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Melissa. I really appreciate it.